One of the most common questions that I get is how I take care of my joints, especially as I'm building up mileage and running more kilometers each and every week. Now, there are a few key factors. The biggest one for me is nutrition. So I need to keep my diet on point, otherwise my joints hurt. And I also need to keep my oxalate intake in check, quite low, in order for my joints not to feel like they essentially have cement in them, or like glass. For a lot of people, oxalate consumption is a huge factor in joint health. So if you're having joint pain, I'd recommend taking a look at your oxalate intake and experimenting a little bit. We're 15 deep right now, feeling really good. Let's keep going. Another big factor is deloading. So I deload every 4th week, which is basically just a fancy way of saying I reduce my training volume a whole bunch every 4th week. So I'll go 1, 2, 3 weeks of typically accumulating volume. And then on that 4th week, I'll cut it in half, maybe even less. Might be like a third of my peak volume. And then that allows my body to recover and keep my joints healthy, keep everything healthy. Nervous system, just avoid getting sick, all sorts of good stuff. No matter what type of training you are doing, I would recommend deloading. We just hit 20K, still got a ways to go. Let's roll. Another massive factor is scaling. For the love of God, don't make the same mistake that I made over and over and over and coming out of the gate way too hot, going from 0 to 100. It is really, really important that you build up your mileage slowly. Also, run slower. The faster that you run, the more likely you are to get injured. And so especially as you are starting out, run extra slow because you want to be running for the long term, not just for the short term. I just got home at 29, so we got to loop the block a couple times and hit 30.
Wrapped up 30K at a nice chill 6:14 pace. I hydrated with some electrolytes when I came in, showered up. Now it's time to eat some food. We've got some ground beef cooking away right there, and this white rice is ready to roll. Dinner tonight is some of this lactose-free Faye yogurt. This stuff is the best. I would highly recommend. My favorite Greek yogurt by far. Little bit of maple syrup here, some cinnamon and blueberries. Stoked to eat this up. 10:15 on Monday morning, and it is never too early for a steak. Ate pretty much all the steak. There's just a little bit left that I'll likely eat later. Went for a full body workout this morning. Then I had some ground beef and white rice. Did a whole bunch of work. Now it's dinner time. I'll show you what we're having. Breakfast for dinner, baby. Gotta love it. 10 whole eggs and 8 slices of bacon. It's Wednesday morning. I just wrapped up with a fasted 10 miler. It's time to fuel up. We are doing 6 whole eggs with 4 burgers. Somebody took a bite of that one. That's weird. It's dinner time. We've got a pound of 80/20 ground beef with white rice and salt. And for dessert, we're doing some green grapes and this banana.
I was laughing at myself this morning as I was putting together some content because I was thinking about how I used to blame my body for how I looked, felt, and performed. And that is sort of like blaming my bank account for being in debt because no one else has access to that account. I'm the one that's spending the money, right? And so as soon as I took accountability, I was then empowered to change my habits because if it's never my fault, if I don't have any control over it, why change a thing, right? Accountability is just such a powerful tool in life and in changing your body composition.
Time for a feed. We have a little over a pound of 80/20 burgers with some white rice and mustard. Time for a cheeky little afternoon snack. Got some grapes and strawberries. Post full body lift, we have 8 whole eggs and some leftover steak from last night. Just watching the Next Aid Station podcast. With dinner, we have 80-20 ground beef with a ton of white rice. I am loving this meal right now. I'm having an extra generous serving of white rice tonight because tomorrow I am going on a long run adventure. It's going to be a big day running wise, so tune into next week's video to check that out.